How many of you have been in an experience that you learned something and it was good and valuable and the presentation was okay, but you didn't feel inspired later to actually take action on that? You know what I mean, right? How many of you had the different experience, the opposite experience, that you were learning something, and at the end, the only thing you couldn't wait to the moment that you can go home so you can start doing something? Anybody had that? That's what I mean by, one of the parts that I mean by context, that it's not about the content, but you're so inspired that you want to take action. You want to take action. And this is, for me, one of the biggest thing of presentation. It's not just about delivering content. It's about making sure that people will do something with that content, will take action on your recommendation. And when you think this way, you realize the power of presentation, isn't it? Because then presentation means that I'm not just teaching them something, I also make sure they will actually do it. So they implement it in their life and make a change, right? That's on a learning. But it also means that if like what Miriam is saying, that's true. You know, I came on Monday from New York, totally with lots of ideas for Open Series. I want to open it to make Open Series totally different. And they were not prepared for that. I mean, they knew that if I'm going away for a week, I'm coming back. That's dangerous. But they didn't know what exactly. And I didn't have a lot of time to tell them, but I just gave them a few words of where I want to take, and they all got excited and behind it, and that's what you want, because a presenter is a leader. Presentation is a leadership position. So you want to tell people, hey, that's where we're going. That's called inspiration or inspiring, right? This is where we're going, but what you want to do is you want to start walking, right? What you don't want to happen is that you walk 5 minutes, 5 hours, 5 days, 5 kilometers, you look back and there's no one there, isn't it? That's important. And when you're doing your presentation right, people will follow. People will take action on that. Is that making sense? So that's when you're working with team, and team can be your family. I mean, did it ever happen to you that you wanted to go on vacation? How many of you have kids? All right, so this is an experience I have. Tell me if you recognize that. You want to go on vacation, or you're even in a vacation, and you want to do this activity, and you're totally psyched about it, and you're thinking that's the best thing for everybody, but then your kids say, no, I want to sit with my... whatever it is, television, Game Boy, SMA, whatever it is. Anybody has that experience? So you want to be able at that point to step up and give a presentation. And you want to inspire them that going into this mountain that will take them, 2 hours or 3 hours to walk up and they are tired and everything. That's the best thing that can happen for them. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is presentation. We don't think about it this way, but this is also a presentation. Is that making sense? Another example, which a lot of you will need to use, sales presentation. You just met with a client. Maybe you're working one-on-one, maybe you're with a group, maybe you're with the board of directors. I don't know how big your projects are. And you are giving whatever you have to give. Most people in the world, when they want to present their work, they are coming into the features and tell, listen, this is what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to give you this project, and I'm going to give you this product, and it's going to cost you that much, and you're going to take that much time, and this is what you're going to do, this is what I'm going to do. Totally boring. Okay? Totally boring and totally comparable to everybody else. Right? Because then I can take your list of features, compare it to somebody else's list of features. If theirs better or the price is better, I take them. But if you can stand there and show them where you can buy your product or service, you can put them on the top of the industry, on the top of the world, on the top of their competitors, on the top of their wife's mind. It doesn't matter what. If you can inspire them that by taking you, by working with you, they make the best decisions of their lives for them, they will take you. And the price doesn't matter. Does that make sense? Yes! So presentation is everywhere, but it's never about the content. It's about the context, and it's about helping people or showing people or communicating to people, this is what you should do now or next. Okay? They all have their free choice to choose that, but if you are inspiring enough, if you're motivating enough, if you are connecting to what is it that they want and need, if you will communicate it right to them, you're in a leadership position, and when you look back, even 5 years later, they're still there. Does that make sense? Anybody want to be in that position? Yes. Anybody wants to be in that position? Yes. All right. So today, the position that I am in, and that's why I can share with you, and that's why I think that, that's why I think that many of you chose to come to this course, is because we know how to do that. We know how to do that. And what I have from people when they come to say goodbye after the business bootcamp or many other training, what they say is the sentence that many times they say is, I just can't wait to get home in order to start. And this is good feeling. This means that, if people would come to me at the end of it, says fantastic information, great insights, I would feel up that I fucked up somewhere. If people would come to me and says it was great insights, great information, I wouldn't feel good about that because I didn't do my job. I don't care about insights, and you heard that from me a lot of times. Whenever I'm telling you about the first page in your notebooks, in every notebook we have insights, but it needs to be connected to the actions. So if you're not coming out from a training saying, hey, I know what I want to do, and I want to start doing it now, I can't wait for that, then I didn't do my job as a leader, as a presenter. Is that making sense? I actually think it's a bad name for this training, but many people relate to the word presenter. Actually, I think that it should be master leader or something with the word leader, because this is where you need to think about yourself. By your presentation, you're going to make a difference in people's lives. That's your job. And I know that it sounds big, but if you will put your intention that high, your presentations will become way bigger, way better. And then you will not be worried about if you're saying the right words. You won't be worried if your voice and tonality is the right way, if your body posture, which are all important, but they are not important. They are not. At the end, what is important is where are you going, where are you taking people, are you coming from your heart, are you coming from integrity, are you going to show them, not just tell them, but also show them. We'll talk about it today, about preaching versus teaching, which is very, very different, okay? And it takes time and it takes practice. It doesn't matter, but if you know where you're going, you'll get there. I promise you that. Is that okay? You'll see that everything that we're teaching you today, or during this weekend, everything that we're teaching you, we're doing in all our trainings, not in one, not in two, not sometimes. We do it all the time, but we just don't put titles on it. What we're going to do now is to start today, but doing it through the whole weekend. We start with putting titles, so you see that everything is structured. In a way, it's a lot of templates. You fill in the blanks, you fill in your content, but the context is mainly templates that if you follow them, it works. And you saw that our trainings works. Quantities-wise, response-wise, participations-wise, results-wise. At the end of the day, at the back of the room, it works, and because we follow certain elements that we'll teach you. I think all of them, all the essentials during this weekend.